Hello and welcome. Today I wanted to go over a new lightsaber blade accessory that's hit the market. This is the Ripper Blades Dual Ready Galaxy Blade. Now, Ripper has offered a Galaxy Blade for a while now, and the original Galaxy Blade was a flat acrylic blade, sort of a red and black spiral with stars in it. It was designed to look sort of like a nebula. They have a new version of it that I'll be reviewing soon, a new version of the flat. This is a dual-ready one that they have that they're attempting to design that's going to try to take the same sort of nebula or space feel into something that you can actually use for contact lightsaber dueling. So let me talk a little bit about what this is and what it's made of, and then we'll talk about what it looks like and the effect. This is a polycarbonate dueling blade, thick grade, or heavy grade rather, so it's designed to take abuse. What Ripper has done is he's added a series of dies to the outside of it, which has caused it to have sort of a bumpy texture as opposed to a smooth texture and look kind of black, all things told. Those dies are uneven and there's all kinds of different colors in there. When it's off, you see it sort of fade from this black to more of a tan or an amber color up here towards the top. This particular blade has a flat tip. I'm not real sure why. I've seen others with pointed tips, which I would think would make more sense, but I think you can choose which type of tip you want on it. So dies applied to it unevenly throughout. The dies are on the outside for that lumpy texture. On the inside, there is no diffusion film. There is a little bit of that, you'll see a little bit of speckliness when I get this thing turned on. I believe that's a little bit of that craft glitter like they use in their regular unstable dueling blades. But mostly the dye sort of diffuses the blade, and it's not designed to have an even color or an even illumination. As a matter of fact, that's kind of the idea, that it doesn't. So they didn't put a diffusion film in there. I'm curious as to what it'll look like with one in, so I might pop one in a little bit later down the road. But that's kind of what the design is. And the dye is pretty impervious to attack here. I've actually hit this on a few things, and this dye has not chipped or blemished at all. I imagine if you really could get it to chip or blemish, all it would do would be to add to the uneven effect of the lighting. Speaking of lighting, let me go ahead and turn this on and give you a close-up of what it looks like. I have it loaded up here with a white LED first, because I think that's the best effect with it. Turn that to mute. Alright, now you see this sort of nebula or tie-dye looking effect. We've got some greens down here, blues in the middle, reds up here, and yellows towards the top. There's some dark spots in it. It's uneven all the way around, but by and large we're actually getting blade illumination all the way to the end. Okay, if we look at the blade, there's actually, I can see that grainy underneath, so there's sort of a cloudy overlayer and sort of a grainy underlayer. That grainy underlayer is the craft glitter down there. So let me go ahead and give the camera a close-up of this, and then we'll switch it to some other colors and see what happens. As I was cycling through there, you were probably able to notice that the more basic colors, red and green and blue, take over the blade. The color distinction is just lost. It becomes a magma blade or an ice blade or a moss blade, a lot like their black dual or unstable blades do. But the really interesting effects on this are with the lighter colors. Let me go ahead and shut this off. Are with the lighter colors, the white blends, or the red blue, or the colors that have multiple blends or multiple LED blends in them. Full red and full green, that sort of yellow light, we got a lot of color variation. Full on all three, we ended up with that silver, and we got a lot of color variation. So this is a very neat blade, and like its predecessor, the non-dual ready one, It works best with light or white colors. Otherwise, though, it just gives it an interesting sort of mottled effect. But if you really want the galaxy, you need whites. So there you have it, the Ripper Dual Ready Galaxy Blade. Kind of a neat idea, something that'll definitely set your saber apart. Whether or not it works for your saber kind of depends on the design that you're going for. If you're looking for something out of Star Wars universe, this does not look like it's out of Star Wars universe. You want something evenly illuminated, single color. But if you're looking for something a little bit out of the ordinary, this is kind of like trying to wield a little column of outer space right here. So, neat effect, doesn't work for everybody, doesn't work for all sabers. You really need a white blend in order for this thing to pop, otherwise you just get that mottled sort of unstable look to it. But nice blade, neat idea. I figured I'd give you a look at it. If this has helped, please join me back for more reviews, and I'll see you next time.